So let's talk a little bit about C-section recovery. So I have had 2 C-sections. One I had with Joshua, and I had one with the twins. Now, I feel like I was traumatized by my C-section with Joshua. The recovery was very hard. It was not planned. Went in for vaginal, just like with Lauren, but the labor was not progressing. The labor wasn't progressing with Lauren either, but feels like they definitely gave me more time. And then just when I was about to have C-section because of the risk of infection based on how long my water was broken and stuff, I think 48 hours or 24 hours, I can't remember. Anyways, it was long, for like an eternity. Lauren, as still is the case, proceeding at her own pace. My mom whispered to my belly, Lauren, it's time for you to come out now. And literally within 10 minutes, I had Lauren in my hand, maybe 5 minutes. I cannot forget the feeling. She was so warm. It was just so miraculous. I was in awe. I remember everything. It was great. Anyways, Joshua was also not progressing, but then his heart rate fell, and they were like, oh no, we need to deliver right now. Just very grateful. Healthy Joshua, healthy baby. Everything turned out great. I would never be ungrateful. At the same time, I felt like they could have given me more time. But anyway, who am I? Not a doctor. So went in, had the C-section with Joshua. First of all, the gas. When I had Joshua, I could not walk not because of the cut, because at a point he can walk. I could not walk because of the pain of the gas had me doubled over. I don't know what kind of air, how much volume of air or what went into my stomach because air goes into your stomach, right? When they open you up. So you're going to have some kind of gas. Most people do. But this was just debilitating. I just never even sharp. It was just awful. And it feels like it lasted forever. And, their solution was walk at the hospital. So I remember pacing up and down the hospital corridor, trying to walk out this gas. It did not work. Just the pain. And then I just remember it being extremely painful, the drive home. Every little kink in the road, you wanted to pass out. I didn't really feel that much pain in the hospital because I was just getting, really strong pain meds very frequently. So, but between when those pain meds were wearing off and when the new ones didn't yet wear on, it was really, really painful. And so that's what I remember. And then the other thing that was absolutely painful was also, nobody warned me that the first time you use the bathroom would be agony. It was so painful. I never want to remember. So that's what I remember from Joshua. So, needless to say, I was not excited about having a C-section for the twins at all. But I accepted it because, let me tell you, I asked the doctor about 1,000 times. I researched VBAC 1,000 times. VBAC is vaginal birth after C-section. So, after Joshua's C-section, 12 years later, can I have a vaginal birth? First of all, it was no everywhere. ChatGPT said no. Or didn't recommend with all my, I've had a previous C-section, this is twins, I'm 40, like all these different factors. ChatGPT said no. The internet said no. My doctor said no. The second doctor said no. The third doctor said no. I was like, okay, no. Obviously that says no. But God, because this C-section recovery was just everything. And also, the surgeon that did my C-section, the last time, I didn't even really know that well. Like, I can't even remember that much, but it wasn't like we didn't have like a relationship. My doctors this time, we had built, like, you know them. They know you. It was really a great experience. You know, Jeffrey was there the last time and was there this time, but it's like I was more present. I don't know how to explain it. And this is also because I remember more right now. And I didn't document after Joshua's C-section in terms of what was it like, etc. But it was really, you know, I don't want to say I had a good time, but I kind of did. Like, I was awake. I remember, you know, Jeffrey being right there, me being like, give me an update, give me an update. I felt nothing. The other part of Joshua's C-section that was traumatic was that we are mid-surgery and I start to feel things. I can feel the tugging. I felt like it hurt like hell. And it's not just pressure. I felt pain. And I'm like, one scream, I scream out in another OR. I'm like, ah! This was not the twins. Again, this was for Joshua. I scream out. It was absolute agony. I was frightened. Why am I feeling things? I'm feeling things. I need more anesthesia. Like, I don't know what was up with that anesthesiologist, but not it. So I made sure when I was getting there, I said, look here, just even if you need to just give me extra, sir, doc, I don't want to feel anything. Doc, okay. So this anesthesiologist for the twins was just first class, first rate, winning right now. Like, he was right there with me. Like, how are you feeling now? Do you feel anything? It was just so, I just can't explain how supported I felt, how like, I just felt I was in the hands of experts and they really cared. And I just don't know. It was just incredible, right? And so, yeah, no pain at all during surgery, which is different from my experience with Joshua. And so I was just there hanging out. And I did not feel like I don't know if I felt sleepy, but I stayed awake. I wanted to know what was going on. So I'm asking Jeffrey, like, what's going on? How them don't come out yet? He's like, no, man, everything is good, whatever. And he was filming it. And so I got to watch it after, which was, yeah, that was an experience. Anyways, then they took out James first, who promptly peed all over the place. That was great. And then I'm like, what, is he okay? Is everything okay? And they're like, yes, he's fine, whatever. And then they took out Rose, and it was just at the screaming all over the place. And I'm like, okay, I hear good, big, healthy screams. And then they took out Rose, and she was like, and it was just all this screaming all over the place. And I'm like, okay, I love to hear screams. Everything is okay. And I don't know, it felt like an eternity between when they took them out and when they brought them over to me. I'm like, where are they? Whatever. And, they have to make sure everything is fine and, whatever. So they did and brought them to me and put them against my face. And I was just like, guys, it was just everything. Okay. I don't know how to describe it. I was just so happy. So anyway, next, let's talk about the recovery. So, the first 2 days after the C-section, oh my God, when like the real big boy medicine start to wear off, that's like the narcotic or whatever, when that start wear off, bro, I ain't gonna lie. And with Joshua's C-section, I had stronger pain meds. And with this surgery, I don't know. The meds was barely meds in. It's like, it was painful. And I don't like pain. But you see, after the 2 hours, but here is the part. The nurses were incredible. They took such great care of me. Like, literally, you don't lift a finger. Like, they don't want you, they're just like, you need to recover, you need to rest. They took such great care of the babies, brought them in and put them on the breast. And, James just took to the breast immediately like a pro. And my lactation consultant was there helping me with Rose, who just kind of, she's very dainty. She doesn't open her mouth too wide. And, meanwhile, James is like, show me the food. We'll do what you say I must do. Okay, we'll do what it takes to get to the food. So yeah. And then what else do I want to tell you? Okay, and then sorry, I'm adjusting the settings on my pump and making sure, because pumping take a little focus. You have to like, and I should be expressing, like helping it along. You get 48% more milk if you like hand express while you're pumping. So I should have been doing that, but here I am making a YouTube video. Okay, let's pause. I'll be back. Meanwhile, while I rest my hand. By the way, this pause feature in the iPhone, I always forget how to resume the pause and always end up pressing the stop button instead, but not today because I worked that thing. Anyway, while I rest my hand, let me finish. So anyways, the hospital stay, I wanted an extra night. I was like, this is a hotel right now because this care is just so good. I don't have to do anything. And I was kind of afraid of going home because I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so daunted by the fact that there are 2 little babies. Meaning, obviously, I knew I was having twins, but there is a different reality that hits when you are there with both alone. And that happened sometimes in the hospital, except, you know, if I'm feeding one and the other one start to cry or whatever, I just like ring the bell, nurse, and then nurse comes, and then so going home, I was afraid, even though I have people to help me, but these are like expert people. And my night nurse couldn't come the Saturday night because remember I was originally scheduled, like I had a C-section out of schedule, meaning it was just, I went to a regular doctor's visit. When the doctor examined me, she was like, no, let's do the C-section. So I had a mother-son duo, by the way. So it might sound like I'm saying him and she. And so I had a mother-son expert duo, the likes of which I think they're the best in the world, okay? I have had 3 pregnancies with 3 different sets of doctors, and this was just world class. Like, this was just like best in class, best. They were incredible. I don't even know. But so that day, the mom was examining me, and mom was like, okay, choose today or tomorrow. And I'm like, tomorrow. And she's like, you sure you don't want to do today? And I'm like, no, tomorrow, because I still needed to psychologically, you know, I told you guys that the big shipment of stuff wasn't here yet, all this stuff. And she's like, you sure? And when she asked me if I sure the 3rd time, I'm like, okay, doc, what would you do? Because she has so much experience. Her outcomes are always great. You know, she's the boss. So what do you feel? I feel you should do it today. I called Jeffrey. He's like, definitely today. If that's what the doctor feels, oh, definitely today. And so when I had reached out to the night nurse to say, okay, my C-section is moved up, she couldn't come the night I would be released from the hospital. Hence why I wanted an extra night at the hospital. She could come the following night. So I was like, okay, because it's night I freed out all the way going, you know. But in those first few days, night and day, it did not matter. It was just overwhelming. I don't even know how to describe the first few days. But anyway, it comes time for me to get discharged, and, you know, that long walk to the car, and then the car we have is high. I had to step up that one little step. Agony. Every little dip in the road, agony. We drove so slow. We had to have the hazard lights on. Anyway, we get home and my nursery is ready. I'm so grateful because I left. It was not ready at all. But at least the stuff had come. So Margot, praise be to God, just got everything together, everybody together, all the workmen, and they literally worked while I was in the hospital. And so nursery was ready. And it was so great to be greeted. I'm going to see if I can insert a video of my just turning around. Jeffrey has a video of me just going into the nursery. I'm like, oh, thank God, this is done. And, you know, I'm already so overwhelmed. but this is done. Praise be to God. So that felt like, oh my gosh, a miracle. So, grateful. And then there it began. I think I got home like 1 o'clock, and the next 48 hours were just... My friend Nirvana came to save my life. She's like, I'm going to come and spend the night with you. I'm going to stay till 6 a.m. and help you. Thank you, Jesus. I mean, because Jeffrey, was helping too, but Nirvana is a mom and has had a baby in the last 1 year. Me and Jeffrey have not done baby things in 12 years. I was not feeling confident myself, much less, plenty respect to Jeffrey. I love him, guys. I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I wanted somebody who knew what they were doing. I felt like I did not know what I was doing. First of all, how do you even change a diaper again? I'm not even sure. Remember, going into this, I bought all size 1 diapers because I didn't even remember that newborn was a size. Luckily, Huggies came to the rescue, okay? So I'm excited to be a Huggies partner now. I'll be showing you lots more about what that means and taking you inside our little Huggies moments, and I'm excited. But Huggies brought me newborn diapers. Thank God, that because I didn't know that was a thing. So while I was in the hospital, the nurses came and they're like, all these diapers are too big. And I was like, is that so? Because the babies were not small. They were like regular newborn size babies. They were big. They were big for twins. They were like almost 6 pounds each. So anyway, Huggies had brought newborn, so we were able to just make a substitution, and it was easy. But the point is, I know what I was doing. So Nirvana because half of this game is peace of mind. So thank God for her. Now, it was still a rough night, but she took such good care of me. She's like, you take a nap, I will, this. And then Lauren was also helping. And then Jeffrey, but poor Jeffrey, made him fall asleep. Then him say, all right, him just go take a nap and then come nap. But it was okay because, again, me, Nirvana, Lauren, I was just like, make him sleep because he had a show, in country the next day. And I'm like, he needs to sleep. He has this long drive. He needs to sleep. So anyways, God bless Nirvana. And what has really struck me is that even the times it's felt hard, impossible, overwhelming, God just always sending me signs through this thing. It was, it's been such a journey, such a walk with God because of the direct signs that he keeps sending and sent when I needed them the most. And that just was divine and I'll never forget. So we went through the first night, and then what can I tell you? This is when the hormones started to crash the day after, because now, you remember, I was actually getting some sleep in the hospital. Now I start to not get sleep, and I don't do well on no sleep. I just don't. So anyway, then the baby blues start. And what I ended up doing research, I was not prepared. I was not mentally prepared. I knew, like, I've had babies before, so I know that after it just is overwhelming and I get sad and, I cry and there's all this stuff going on, but I did not expect the depth and intensity here. And obviously it's double the hormones, it's double the everything, it's double the overwhelm, it's just double. But it's very hard to conceive of what that's going to feel like unless you're feeling it. And body, did I feel it. Like, I don't even... One day I'll go into the depth. But it was very difficult. Maybe the most difficult period of my life. That's what I'm thinking. I think so. that week there, that first week there, rough. This is the biggest hormone crash for a woman of their lives. And then double that. It was very intense. That's all I have to say. And the blood of Jesus and my sisters. And so by the time the day light now, Rachel was there, Daddy and Auntie John was there, Mommy was there, you know, I had a lot of help, whole heap of help. Again, you know, I like to have at least one expert who has done this research, like, you know, in charge. So Nirvana leaves and we're like, all right, we got this. What we have to do. It's not like we're going to figure this out. And we did, obviously, and they were thriving. And, you know, it's just like, okay, are they getting enough? Is this, you know, like, are they writing down all the P's and all the ounces and the times and that felt very stressful at first, but now I love that book. That book is like everything because it tells me everything I need to know. If the baby's one gets up and we need to know what's going on, we check the book. Okay, how long since he or she has eaten? All right, well, James is hungry or Rose can't be hungry. Maybe something else is wrong with her. Take her for a walk, you know, so it just helps you. And it's taught him. So I can't remember who eat what when. Like, I'm 40. I am not 26 and 28. Like when 26 and 27. Like when I had Joshua and Lauren. So just write it down. And then night came again. And guess what? The night nurse arrived. And she is an angel. She is a boss. She is frighteningly competent. She can manage your two babies at the same time, which is quite a feat because I can't do that. So, well, I'm learning how to do it now. Like, let me give myself some credit. I've learned how to tandem breastfeed thanks to my lactation consultant, and Rose's latch is much better now. She's easy now. I wouldn't say she's easy, but she's like 100% easier. And so I'm tandem feeding, and I also can bottle feed one and breastfeed one. I can breastfeed one and pump the other breast. Like, I'm just like giving myself some credit because I'm becoming a boss at this twin thing. You know, it's not going to take Nikki long. So anyways, once the night nurse came, it was a great relief. But again, still getting up to pump, still getting up to breastfeed. So, you know, it just, the sleep, hard. So, anyway, I realized that I would need to pump more, to get more milk and also try to sleep more. And it feels like a trade-off between pumping and sleeping or breastfeeding and sleeping. But I have to get a certain amount of sleep or else I cannot cross it. So I'm grateful. Our night nurse is amazing. And I'm very grateful to be able to get sleep because it's very different with two. Is all I can say. We will leave it there. But again, gratitude is a must because of all the support I have. So also took me a little longer than I thought, because I thought I had a plan, it didn't work, whatever, to get strong support during the daytime. And that's also important, especially with two kids. One kid is different. I've done one kid twice, and let me tell you, one kid is very different from two babies at the same time. And nothing could have prepared me other than just it happening. Bruh. So I think the most important thing for me has been support and help. That's how come I'm like, and the hormones settling off, because that hormone crash is the most intense thing I've ever felt. And nothing could make it better but gratitude, showing up, talking about it, you know, because there's shame. There's like, why am I feeling like this? There's nothing worse than feeling ungrateful at the time when you should be most grateful. Meaning you feel ungrateful because, like, why am I sad? What's wrong with me? I've just delivered twins successfully. I had a great pregnancy and they're perfectly healthy. And everything went great. And I'm having an amazing recovery, C-section recovery once I got home. Guys, by the time I got to my week or whatever checkup with the doctor, he's like, you're amazing. I'm like, I know. But definitely the working out. I have to tell you, the working out has been the thing that I've been most grateful for because my body is so strong. Right. The C-section recovery compared to Joshua's C-section recovery, night and day. I reached home from the hospital and literally 2 days later, I could go up and down the stairs without pain. Not like I was running or anything. It's just every day was such a vast improvement in my mobility. And then within like 3 days, I didn't even need any painkillers. I was not in pain. By the time I reached back to the doctor, he's like, wow, you just had surgery? Yeah, I did. So the exercise, I can say, made a difference because with Joshua, at the time I had Joshua, I was 12 years younger or 13 years younger. But guess what happened? I had not made exercise a priority in my life. I did not have a consistent exercise routine. I was not in the shape I'm in now. And that was a painful recovery. And this recovery was like, what just happened? She just had surgery? I'm amazing. So people kept saying, how is this C-section recovery? The C-section recovery is like it never happened. You should tell me, like, how is it looking after twins? Don't ask me about the surgery. The surgery is the least, like, forget the surgery. It's the looking after twins. When you talk about the looking after twins, and the breastfeeding and whole feeding thing is a whole different conversation. The guilt of I need more milk, but I need more sleep. I'm not pumping enough, but I need to sleep, but I want to sleep. And then I try to pump, and instead of and then I have meltdowns while I'm pumping. And then, then that's bad because remember, for the milk to flow, you have to be relaxed. Oh my God, relaxed and rested. How everything seems to conflict with what gives you more milk. And it just was blowing my head out. That's a different video. It's a different video. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't even know where I reach in this conversation. I'm just here. This is just telling you what it is. Gratitude, showing up, reminding myself that this is temporary. The hormones soon settle down. Asking ChatGPT, when will the hormones settle down? I even asked my doctor for a therapist because I was like, okay, I might need therapy through this little period because I don't know how long this is going to last, and I'm not like I need help I need help mentally. I didn't end up calling the therapist because the symptoms or the feeling started to ease. I started to feel more, competent, more able, more confident. And I could just feel when something is hormonal, it feels very different than when it's not hormonal. And thank God I had that awareness. I could distinguish. I'm like, I know that the way I'm feeling and the thoughts that I'm having and, the thought loops and, how I'm reacting to, somebody throw away some breast milk I pumped. I thought I was going to kill everybody. I was enraged. I was enraged. Just even my reactions to things, I'm like, this is not me. And this doesn't feel normal. Let's see if it passes. And so I could pray about it and, just know that, okay, this is not permanent. And even just the knowing that something is not permanent is huge. So anyway, just when I thought I would need to call a therapist, I realized I didn't need to call a therapist. But nothing would have been wrong if I called a therapist. But it just felt like one more thing to do, one more thing to fit in. I didn't end up doing it. But if you need it, do it because, yeah, it's real. So and then gradually, just the ability to do small things that helped me feel back to myself was huge. So, I shared some first with you, but the just being clear to drive was a big deal. Being able to actually leave the house was a big deal. Fresh air, a big deal. Being able to go to Mulberry, huge, and just breathing that air and just, pump milk under my favorite tree and look at the sky and just remember my actual life. That it's not confined to just this house, kind of, looking at this beautiful house, this beautiful nursery. Listen, I'm not ungrateful, but I just needed to get out of the house and I needed fresh air and sunlight. And so even spending time on the balcony, pumping on the balcony or feeding the babies on the balcony, those things just made a difference. Get out of the nursery, as beautiful as it is, go out into the fresh air. Huge, massive. Prayer and meditation. So just even trying to get back into somewhat of a routine that I recognize. So showering first thing, and meditating, even if I'm meditating while breastfeeding, meditating while pumping, just turn on the app and just situate myself. Huge. And then the support and being able to talk about this and not feel ashamed, huge. So my sisters, being able to just confide in them and, being able to talk to Jeffrey about it in a way that he would understand, because men, do they really get it though? I mean, they can kind of get it, but my sisters. And, yeah. So anyways, guys, they're so cute. And they just melt your heart, and they're so sweet. I don't have any words. The smell, the knowing that this is your last set of babies. Like, this is, just everything. The little fingers, the little way the socks used to drop off. I know the socks not dropping off anymore. The bonding with the siblings, just, the love, just seeing their little personalities start to come out, the joy and the awe and the wonder, even with the griping, is pure joy. It's pure joy. And know that the hormones have settled. I know that I'm feeling more confident. I know that, I am in this current stage and in this space. It's just a different level of joy and gratitude. And I'm grateful. All right. Also, I had night sweats. That was really weird. I only realized how weird that was when Nicole Alicia MD, who I've been following, absolutely love. You guys follow her on IG, was talking about it. And I was like, oh, me too. I didn't know that was a thing. But I feel like I was having night sweats from when I was pregnant. So it just continued, and it was just And then the exciting thing is that my pelvic pain is gone. I lived with that pelvic pain for so long. And after, I thought that just as soon as I delivered the babies, that it would go away, and it wasn't going away immediately. And I was really concerned. But then Alicia told me, even if I don't feel pain, we still need to do physio, to just make sure it's all healed up. And yeah, I don't want it to come back to haunt me at any point, even though I'll never be pregnant again. But I don't want it to come back to haunt me at all. So yes, I might need to just, I can't bother doing nothing extra, right? I cannot bother. But I'm like, Alicia, when you're going to do yours, I'll do mine with you. And then we just do it together. So pelvic pain is gone. Night sweats are here. And I'm trying to think of anything else. I didn't expect the hormone crash. That's my biggest thing postpartum, is the hormone crash. It was wild. And I feel like nobody tells you that with twins it's going to be double the intensity of any previous postpartum hormone crash. And what would I have done differently if I knew it was going to be that intense? I'd have made sure to order all those things earlier, have everything set up way earlier, just download the apps, have all the things ready way earlier, because trying to learn anything postpartum for me was just overwhelming. I just did not know how to do anything. I just learned how to use the Mom Cozy. That was all Lauren and Ali and Nanny. I did not know. Nope, didn't know how to use it. Did not want to learn anything. Could not. And then I talked about the loss of appetite, because when those hormones were crashing and I was just in the middle of the overwhelm, like my distress was such that I just did not have any appetite. And then that was affecting my milk production. And then that was making me feel guilty. And then I'm like literally force feeding myself. And this is agony. And then I would honestly not even remember to eat. And bless the angel of Miss Jennifer, just trying to force food on me all the time. And I'd eat as much as I could and be like, I'm going to be sick. I cannot eat anymore. But my appetite is back like it ain't never left. So I am keeping it clean, because I'm not going to make this weight loss be a thing. I'm not paying it no mind, meaning other than just eating clean. I'm not on the scale. I'm just not. I'm treating it like what I did when I was pregnant. Like, I'm not going on no holy pot scale and stressing out myself. I'm just going to exercise and eat properly and see where it takes me. And if that don't take me where I need to go by December, baby, I will go on a drastic diet. Well, December, Christmas, not the time for a drastic diet. I'll go on a drastic diet in November, if by November I'm not where I want to be. I am not having no patience when it comes. So I'm not stressing it and being intense. I'm just going to do what I know I do. But if that don't get me where I want to get to by November, it's on and popping. So that's just, I'm trying to think. Nicole, Alicia made these great videos about postpartum, even a 2-part. And I'm trying to see if there was anything else. Oh, what I didn't remember is that, like, you still have to keep moisturizing your stomach and the stretch marks and the things. So I did a little stretch mark evaluation. I did really well. Thank you to BAM Cosmetics Belly Butter. It really works. And I also did I forget the name of it, the oil. I made a whole video about my belly routine, which I will link below again. But I was not moisturizing my belly at all. And first of all, I didn't realize it would look so dark. I'm like, why is my stomach so dark? And so also it was just really dry. And I'm like, why is it so dry and dark? And I was almost afraid to touch it, which is silly. So I told my cousin, and she's like, you need to keep moisturizing your stomach. And so I just moisturize it. No, did I moisturize it today? I'll check. Might have to go and do that now. And I kept, and now it's looking good. The belly band that, I saw people posting. I had bought one. And then when I was about to use it, I was showing Jeffrey, and he's like, you need to make your stomach muscles do the work. And I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. And then I'm like, not wearing that, it helps me. So now when I'm walking, I'm practicing my abs and and I think that that's helping my stomach to come down. And I don't want to I'm not using the belly band. I decided against it. So I bought it, haven't used it. Anything else? Oh, the breastfeeding thirst is real. And the more liquid you drink, the more milk you get. So I've been very focused on drinking my water. Is there anything else? Did I miss out about postpartum? Yeah. Endless grace for self. Endless grace for self. And I am also really blessed with such a great team at work, and all the systems that were put in place, and all the ways in which we've, prepared everything so that I could actually be. I didn't have, with all of the pressure that I self-imposed of postpartum, of am I doing this right? Am I good enough? All of these things. At least I didn't have to worry about work. And I feel grateful for that. And I didn't have that with my first 2 kids. But again, they were single babies. So thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God. We give thanks. We give thanks. Yeah. ask any questions, because I feel like I tried to adjust everything. I showed you my feeding setup, so I'm gonna show you the swaddles that we use, the crib setup. So I'll think of like a day in the life, everything, the bottles that we use, and then I'll go through my registry and kind of give a review of what we're using. There are things that I'm like, why did I buy this? Whatever. Why did I even get this? Why was this on my registry? And then there's stuff I'm like, thank God, thank God, thank God. So I want to do some videos specifically around that. Of course, I have all these huggies moments to share. Yeah. So ask the questions. Tell me what you want to see. You guys are going to help me develop this content. All right. Thank you, navigators. See you later.